Your attention please. Train number 563.
Dad, I told you, let's take a flight. This is why I can't wait to get out of this country.
You want to leave this country because trains never arrive on time?
Nothing ever does. Indian Railways is the perfect metaphor for this country's state of development. Our pace makes snails seem like Usain Bolt.
Well, maybe the grass is greener on the other side. Or maybe Indians are blind when it comes to appreciating India?
Come on, Dad. Please don't start a monologue straight out of Swadesh.
Please tolerate another one of your dad's impromptu TED Talks. I promise this is going to be worth it. Once upon a time, long ago, like they say in your Disney movies, the world used to be a very different place. There used to be these gigantic land masses called supercontinents, and India was part of this entity called Gondwana land. Has a nice ring to it, Then one day, during a tectonic plates dance, India parted ways from Africa and Australia and joined Asia, which led to the formation of our mighty Himalayas and the magnificent Indian Ocean. Thus began the journey of our beloved India. If natural diversity was a valid currency, India back then would be richer than Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk combined. Mountain ranges, plains, deserts, plateaus, rainforests, water bodies. We had everything you kids love attaching #Wanderlust to. So, people came to inhabit this land. When early humans migrated to the Arabian Peninsula in search of a safe haven, Mother India soon became their loving foster mommy. The Homo sapiens loved this place, and India nurtured them well. As they evolved from the Paleolithic hunting, painting, and partying nomads to the civilized geniuses of later years. Soon these geniuses realized that in order to keep the party going, they need a steady supply of food that only agriculture can provide. And this meant settling beside rivers. And bingo! The Indus civilization was formed. The Indus Valley folks were big on productivity and planning. Road systems, drainage, dockyards, granaries, warehouses, temples, markets. The Hadappans were the OG disruptive innovators that LinkedIn post should be written about. Ancient India was also home to some awesome thinkers who would make a killer TED Talk panel. Mahavira preached non-violence. Buddha spoke about the middle path. Chanakya was the original political strategist. Vatsayana authored the Kama Sutra. And of course, the Vedas were the ancient Wikipedia. I know we as parents, we are guilty of comparing our children to Sharmaji's beta next door. But India has always been a land of overachievers. Aryabhatta famously defined the number 0. Bhaskaracharya calculated the time Earth takes to orbit the sun. Sushruta and Charaka made wonderful discoveries in medicine and Ayurveda. Patanjali gave the world the gift of yoga. When the world thinks about the best universities, they think Ivies. And that's where you and your friends dream of going. But the world's first university was established in Takshila in India, followed by another amazing university at Nalanda. And long before PUBG, Indians introduced the world to gaming by inventing snakes and ladders and chess. Indians were fantastic with arts and architecture and built super cool rock and granite temples at places like Ajanta, Ellora and Khajuraho. We also invented martial arts, by the way. Jackie Chan owes us one. Despite long battles and invasions that would make Game of Thrones look like child's play, India was a land brimming with prosperous empires. Just to give you some statistical insight, India under the Mughals contributed to nearly 25% of the world's GDP and was the largest economy on the globe.
Wow, that does sound impressive. So then the Europeans came and ruined it all, right?
Well, imperialism was a curse bigger than nuclear weapons. Find a way to use that line in your Cambridge application essay. So basically, when the East India Company anchored their ships on Indian shores, they were already planning to overstay their welcome. With them, the British also brought murder, racism, white supremacy, oppression, and suffering. They systematically destroyed India's educational system and local industries and starved Indians to death, with 90% of the population going below the poverty line. 100k Britishers ruled over 340 million Indians under the guise of white man's burden through divide and rule. But Indians always believed that apna time aayega, and their hearts began to fill with rage and revolution. From Gandhi to Bhagat Singh, everyone wanted to fight the good fight for India's freedom. 1857 revolt, non-violence, civil disobedience, armed struggle. Indians from all walks of life, age, gender, region and religion came together against the despotic British Raj. The British left, and it was time for India's tryst with destiny, as Nehru chose to call it. And Free India swore by 3 golden words: unity in diversity.
Yes, I agree. The British looted us and left us poor and partitioned. But even then, it's been 75 years, Dad. China, which started at the same time, is now a superpower.
It's not a fair comparison. China became a homogeneous society, and its prosperity came through dictatorship at the expense of forced labor, millions of Chinese deaths, conflicts with 17 neighbors, and environmental degradation. Do we need development in that form?
No, I guess not. But what about our glaring problems? What about corruption, vote bank politics, casteism, income inequality? What about the fact that you still have to worry for my safety when I go out alone at night?
You are right. We still have a lot of battles to fight. But I wish, instead of just dwelling on negatives, schools and media also focused on how far we have come.
What do you mean?
Just look at the facts. In last 7 decades, we developed from food grains importing nation to 5th wealthiest country, from tackling insurgencies to become a responsible nuclear power, from seeking a bailout to becoming a global powerhouse in IT and pharma, from 12% literacy to ISRO launching Mars orbiter mission. Not just science, we are quite eclectic when it comes to our arts as well. Our dances range from Bharatnatyam to Manipuri. Our music ranges from Khayal and Thumri to Rajasthani folk. Our paintings range from Patachitra to Maqbool Fida Hussain. In just 7 decades, your young country has come a long way to become a thriving pluralistic democracy and a major soft power in the world.
The progress does look amazing. But, what about intolerance?
We often take our diversity for granted. But just think about it. Hindus, Muslims, Christians, Buddhists, Sikhs, Jews, Parsis, atheists. India is the Oxford Dictionary definition of secularism. Tell me any other country where you've had people from all sections of minorities lead the nation without having to resort to a rebellion. And here you have had Kalam Sir, Manmohan Singh Ji, Sonia Ji, to name a few. Countries have been split through violence in the name of linguistic cohesion. Yet, we Indians, who are a talkative bunch, speak in more than 19,500 languages or dialects, all coexisting and evolving together. Alexa and Siri have a lot to catch up on. India has always been a shelter from the storm for the persecuted. Take the examples of Dalai Lama and Tatas. We are governed by the principles of dharma and karma, and we always extend a helping hand to anyone who needs it.
And now you're going to tell me not to go abroad and stay here all my life.
Of course not. You should go wherever your dreams take you to. After all, India is not a landmass. It's an idea. Vasudeva Kutumbam. The world is one family. You youngsters, especially women, have to play a huge part in taking India forward through education and technology. Our farmers, our doctors, our teachers, our entrepreneurs, India's superheroes are ordinary people. And that is what makes this country extraordinary.
Don't forget to count yourself in the list of heroes, sir.
Fayaz,
Major Sandeep Unnikrishnan, long time.
Alka, Fayaz Ahmed used to be my fellow officer when I was posted at Kargil.
Sorry for barging in, but your dad has done a lot for his motherland as well.
It's nothing, Fayaz. People throughout history have done much more for our motherland than me. We have much to be thankful for.
Jai Hind, Major.
Jai Hind.